Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer and Mark here, and I'm back with another action figure review. And we're coming back to the world of Neca. I have a figure from the Aliens line, and this is once again another Colonial Marine. This is Sergeant Craig Windrix, and it's another really good figure. You'll pretty much have a good idea what to expect with this figure if you have the Private Hudson or the Corporal Hicks figure. But very good figure. There's a reason why it's Craig Windrix and not somebody else, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. But first, let's give you a look at the packaging as usual. And standard Neca packaging. Got the Aliens movie logo, the clamshell here. Down here, there's the character name, Sergeant Craig Windrix. His age is 17 and up. And we'll flip it around. And again, the movie title, little image of the figure. Now we have a little bio on the movie Aliens. As far as Ripley is concerned, and the Marines and all that. You can pause the video here if you'd like, if you want to read the description. And down here we see also available, we have the Alien Warrior, the Big Chat from the original Alien film, and the Craig Windrix figure that we're reviewing right now. Now we go over here, just like with the other Marines, we have these other images of the figure, kind of reminiscent of the Marine cameras, the mission time cameras. Very cool. And another good full-on look at the figure himself. That's it for the packaging. Now, to get on, there's a little bit of a story with this character as to who he is and why it's this character. Now, originally, Neca was going to have Sergeant Apone be the next Colonial Marine that was done for this line. So, of course, that was played by actor Al Matthews, and you have to get the likeness. Now, for whatever reason, Al Matthews declined Neca's offer to use his likeness for a figure, and I don't know why. I don't want to speculate, but he declined, so they were not able to do that figure. They wanted to give fans another Marine to go alongside with Hicks and Hudson. So what do we have here? They took this character, they made up this character. You have Kyle Windrix, who is one of the people that worked on this figure, that put together this figure. His brother is Craig Windrix, and he was a guy who was suffering from cancer. He had a form of cancer, and he was a huge fan of the movie Aliens. So as a sort of tribute to his brother, they made this character, and they made Craig Windrix, they made him a sergeant, and they did his facial sculpt. Now, unfortunately, the sad news is, since this figure has come out in the time, Craig has succumbed to his battle with cancer. But I think that is sad. It's very sad, but I think it's kind of cool that his friends and family and people that know him can remember him through this figure. Okay, now let's get a closer look. And again, if you're familiar with Hudson and Hicks, you got a pretty good idea what to expect. Now I'm going to take the weapon out of his hand so we can give you a close-up look at the figure. Okay, so there you see the face sculpt. Okay, and we go down, and again we got all the Marine camouflage and the armor. Great paintwork. Got all the camo going here. We have the Colonial Marine Corps patch there. As we go down, all kinds of straps and pieces of equipment. We got the shin guards and the knee pads. Great job on the boots. Okay. I'm going to spin him around. And we have over here, so you got like little bullet holes, and again, little personal touches on the armor. Each of these little drawings, I understand, have things to do with the actual Craig Windrix. They were, certain things remind him of different people and different memories, so that's really cool. Go down, big pouch there. And again, and like Neca always does such a great job of little details there. We see the American flag and the sergeant patch. Okay, we have the cutter that's on the belt, which is removable. You could put that in his hand if you'd like, but it looks really good just hanging there. Great job on the hair, nice, very well sculpted. And again, all around, you can see all the folds, all the wrinkles of the pants and the armor, and you know, just they always do such a great job getting little details. And we'll see, zoom in there. We get, there's Windrix, there's the name on the armor, and we have on this side, just as we saw with the Hudson figure, you have the shoulder lamp, which just plugs into the back. And go in here, so this moves a little bit, it's a little flexible. There's the light, and just a really well done overall. Articulation is phenomenal for this figure. There's a ball jointed head, ball hinged shoulders, ball hinged elbows, swivel wrists, and also hinge joints on the wrists, so they will tilt up or in and out depending on which hand. You got a ball jointed torso, ball jointed hips. There's a double hinge on the knees, and you have toe articulation, and then you can get a slight pivot on the ankle. And all joints are really nice and tight on this guy, so great articulation. Get him in really good poses, and he looks really good going alongside the other Marines, or you put him in a scene with some of the alien warriors, and he just fits right in. One thing I like is, now they could have easily just taken the HICKS sculpt or the Hudson sculpt and just slapped a different face on it, and they didn't do that. They put little touches, like he's got the full sleeves down here covering up the arms, whereas the other Marines don't have that. They have their shirts rolled up. Like I said, again, the little personal touches on the patches on the arms and on the armor. So they didn't just like, well, here's a body and we'll just slap a new head on. They didn't do that. So that's good. That shows attention to detail. It shows caring. A couple accessories that he does come with. One that we have seen before, that is the motion tracker. Okay, nice piece. You got the strap, all the little knobs and diodes, very well sculpted and painted. And that, of course, he can strap around his neck and shoulders. He can hold that. And then we have his weapon. In this case, we've seen the pulse rifle with the first two guys, and this guy gets the flamethrower. And again, really well sculpted, very movie accurate. Looks very good. And he does, as you saw earlier, it does fit pretty nicely in his hand. You got to kind of work it in a little bit to get him holding it with the two-handed pose. You cannot do a single-handed pose. It just will fall right out. But you can do a two-handed pose as you saw in the beginning of the video. I'm just going to place it like that just for now. One thing that would make this more sturdy and more stable in the arm is if there was a shoulder stock. You know, tuck it in underneath, but that would not be movie accurate. If you look at the movie, there's no shoulder stock with that weapon in the movie. So this is movie accurate. So so that's good that they do that. They could have done that to make it more secure, but they didn't. They kept it as movie accurate as they could possibly can. That's what NECA is always so good at trying to get every little detail, every little touch that they can. So again, you get it in two-handed pose, and he holds it fairly well. It's not super tight, but it'll stay in pretty well. I haven't had any trouble with it falling out. Even times when the figure was knocked over, it still stayed pretty well in his hand. So overall, again, this is a great figure. It's a great addition to your Aliens collection, to your Colonial Marines collection. Again, looks great next to the other two Marines and the Alien Warriors. One thing now I have to say, NECA, if you're listening, we've seen the pulse rifle, we've seen a Marine with the flamethrower. We need the smart gun. We need a Vasquez or a Drake. Definitely, that's got to be in the plans for NECA at somewhere down the pipe. Hopefully, we will get a Vasquez. That's what I would love. But this is a great addition. Definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of NECA, if you're a fan of the movie, if you're a fan of Colonial Marines. Absolutely worth picking up. You know, go in your online stores. Toys R Us still has them on the shelves. I've seen them there. So, you know, do some hunting and pick this guy up. He's definitely recommended. I hope you enjoyed this review. That's it. That's all I can say really about Aliens, Colonial Marines, Sergeant Craig Windrix. And as usual, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until my next video, thanks for watching, and so long.